everyone. I am Priyanka Sachdeva, Assistant Professor, Department of Journalism and Mass Communication at Tecnia Institute of Advanced Studies. This lecture throws light on the theories of communication. It is a very important topic and essential for every mass communication student to be thorough with communication theories. To start with, the first theory is hypodermic or magic bullet theory. As the name suggests, bullet theory says the media messages are like magic bullets that are shot directly into the receiver. It assumes the receivers are passive and defenseless and that whatever is shot at them, they receive it blindly. In this theory, the magic bullet is the message transmitted by the media, and the victims of the bullet are innocent audience which are exposed to everything shot at them. The theory also portrays the media has direct, immediate and powerful effects on those who pay attention to their content. This theory believes that the media are extremely powerful institution and media consumers are dummies. They see the media gatekeepers as highly manipulative and somehow much more clever than their audience. In present context, people are exposed to same information from direct sources and owing to their educational, cultural, economic and social status, they react differently to the same information which benefits in their own interests, so we can say that this theory doesn't hold importance in the present scenario. The next theory is personal influence theory. This theory is given by Paul Reserfeld and Elihu Katz. The two-step flow theory and multi-step flow theory comes under the umbrella of personal influence theory. This theory is the outcome of the classic study on residential elections in USA in 1940s. The findings reveal that no voter seemed to have been directly influenced by the mass media channels, whereas it turned out that interpersonal relationships have enormous influence on voters. Now let's start with two-step flow theory. The study conducted in 1940s in USA revealed that many voters had limited exposure to mass media. The information they received were mostly through other people known as opinion leaders, who had first-hand access to the mass media information. As the information received by the audience was second-hand, thus there were chances that opinion leaders were in a position to manipulate and add their own interpretation in any news. The opinion leaders therefore formed a valuable link in the two-step flow of information. Opinion leaders are not any elected members in society or hold any other important positions, but they exist with the difference of being more knowledgeable, educated, influential, both socially and economically, having a modern outlook as compared to others. In the diagram, we can see that opinion leaders are having direct exposure to the media messages and then they reaching to the audience. The other theory which comes under the umbrella of personal influence theory is the multi-step flow theory. Further studies on opinion leaders led to the remodification of two-step flow theory into multi-step flow theory. In this, the flow of information is multi-directional. As we can see in the diagram, it is not flowing downwards but also vertical, horizontal, which means among opinion leaders themselves. The influence is also seen upwards, that is, towards media sources when they want to give their feedback. Also, the influence was seen sideways when opinion leaders share their views among themselves. Moreover, multi-step flow of concept was seen in many relay points, that is, information reaches number of audience directly or sometimes second-hand and at times considerably different from original information itself. In short, both two-step flow and multi-step flow clearly discredits the direct influence of mass media because of many influences like interpersonal channels, social relations of audience, which are generally more complex and multidimensional in nature. The next theory is cultivation theory. This theory was developed by George Gerbner, a very famous media scholar in 1967. It is based on the assumption that mass media have subtle effects on audience who unknowingly absorb the dominant symbols, images and messages of media. George Gerbner calls it the cultivation of dominant image pattern. The idea behind this theory is that a long persistent exposure to TV is capable of cultivating common beliefs about the world. The theorist says that the media not only portrays reality in society, but repeated exposure to such distortion leads to development of particular beliefs about the world, and these beliefs get reinforced once they are developed. The cultivation analysis concentrates on long-term effects of exposure rather than the short-term impact on attitude and opinions. It was found that a new phenomena has arrived called resonance, a situation in which the respondents' real-life experience are matching with those of the television world, thereby leading to a greater cultivation effect. Hence, continuous exposures to the media, willingly or unwillingly, lead to cultivation and setting up of certain social system in the society and in an individual, which helps and guides in different aspects of life. However, the degree of influence depends upon the socio-cultural environment around them. The fourth theory, which we will cover in this lecture, is uses and gratification theory. It is again a very important theory for the mass communication student. This theory is given by Elihu Katz in 1959. This theory has shifted its focus from what the media do to the people to what people do with the media. It is a very interesting concept. Now let's understand the concept. The term use entails that how audience, according to their perception and selection, which is based upon their interest, use the media channels to quench their thirst. The term gratification refers to the rewards and satisfaction experienced by media audiences in accordance to their usage of any mass media channel. The idea behind this theory assumes that mass media audiences make active use of what the media have to offer, arising from a complex set of needs which the media in one form or the other gratify or satisfy. Thus, uses and gratification approach assumes that the people are aware of their own needs and are able to verbalize them. Media gratify these identified needs of the audience and make them satisfy. The last theory I am going to talk about is cognitive dissonance theory. This theory is given by Leon Festinger in 1957. It suggests that humans have an inner drive to hold all our attitudes and beliefs in harmony and avoid disharmony or dissonance. It refers to a situation involving conflicting attitudes, beliefs, or behaviors which produces a feeling of discomfort leading to an alteration in one of the attitudes, beliefs, or behavior to reduce the discomfort and restore balance. For example, when people smoke, which is a behavior, and they know that smoking causes cancer, which is cognition, information. The focus of this theory is the principle on cognitive consistency, which means that we seek consistency in our beliefs and attitudes in any situation where two cognitions or two types of information are inconsistent. According to Festinger, we hold many cognitions about the world and ourselves. When they clash and discrepancy is evoked, resulting in a state of tension known as cognitive dissonance. As the experience of dissonance is unpleasant, we are motivated to reduce or eliminate and achieve consonance, that is agreement. So in this lecture, we have covered 5 theories. Number 1, hypodermic needle theory. Number 2, personal influence theory. Number 3, cultivation theory. Number 4, uses and gratification theory. And number 5, cognitive dissonance theory. I hope you learned the communication theories in this lecture. Thank you so much.